Hello friends, and welcome to today's video. We're going to talk about Taeyong's SHALALA album, so I got out a copy of Regular Irregular. But before you commented, yes, I'm wearing the same shirt as yesterday. In my defense, it is yesterday for me, like I'm filming this the same day I filmed Premise. So, same shirt. I did get a new mug. The mug is still dirty. This is my dog mug. I made myself another cup of coffee because I finished the Frappuccino I was drinking. None of you care, I am aware. We're here to talk about Taeyong's album, and spoiler alert, I really didn't like this album, so if that's going to be a problem for you, I would recommend you leave now, because I didn't like it, and I'm not going to pretend I did for your enjoyment. But let's go over how this video is going to work. I'm going to run through the track list to give you my thoughts on each song, and then give the album a score out of 10 at the end. However, I do have some disclaimers before we continue. Disclaimer number 1, I've heard this album once so far. My opinions on it very much may change over time. Second disclaimer is, of course, my standard one. Everything I say in this video is just my opinion. You do not have to agree with my opinion because even though the mug is not here, it does still say that music is subjective, and that is great. Alrighty, now that we have all that out of the way, we can get started. And first up, we have the title track, Shalala. And I feel like the best way for me to describe both my expectations and also my opinions on the song is to read you a text I sent the bestie, which is verbatim, "In what is news to nobody, Taeyong's title isn't very good." Like, I mean this in the nicest way possible, but I kind of knew this song was going to be bad, especially after I heard the teasers. Once I heard the teasers, I was so sure it was going to be bad, but it also wasn't as bad as I was expecting. That said, it is still pretty bad. But let's discuss the song, shall we? Right off the bat, we have the background music. Now, for context, okay? When it comes to a rap song, the background music is very important because it is the beat you are rapping to. And I feel like this beat could have worked. It doesn't. It annoys me. But it could have worked without the annoying parts. Unfortunately, that's not what we got, and what we got bothers me. As for the verses, they weren't great either, if you ask me. Like, his flow in the song varies a lot from fine to not good at all. And as someone who was raised on like Jay-Z and Nicki Minaj and Eminem and people that I would consider to have god tier flows, I wasn't the biggest fan. Also, this chorus, I hate it. I hate it so much. It bothers me. It makes me violently angry. I hate it so much because I wish it didn't exist. It's stupid. It's obnoxious. It's annoying. I hate it. Plus, I don't usually incorporate music videos into these videos because the music videos are usually their own separate beast, and I promise I'm not taking it into the score, but the music video for the song is a hot mess, like, to the extent that I feel like I did a bunch of shrooms and coke, and this was the result. Like, I was watching a normal video, and then all the drugs hit at once, and then this is what happened. Big picture, I'm extremely disappointed. Like, I know I said I expected it to be bad, and it's not as bad as I was expecting. But also, I'm really upset because for you to take what is the first physical album by an NCT member, like, this is not just anything. I feel like if you think about all the NCT solo albums we could have theoretically gotten, and this is the one they picked. And I knew the minute they announced it was going to be a Taeyong solo, because they announced a 10 solo at around the same time, I'm pretty sure. I knew the minute they said Taeyong solo was going to be in June and 1st, I was like, I'm probably going to hate this album. And, or at least the title track. I knew I was going to hate the title track. And I wasn't wrong. I do hate the title track, but that doesn't mean I'm not still disappointed at the wasted potential of your first solo album from an NCT member. Anyway, next up is Guando, and let's start with the start of the song, okay? The opening. I really liked it. It's giving Toy Story, and as someone who's raised on Toy Story, I'm really happy about that. Like, it gave me emotions. The song as a whole is actually pretty enjoyable. I did have concerns when I first heard the start of the song, and I was like, okay, this is the vibe. My concern was Taeyong rapping over this background music, because this background music is very chill and toned down, and Taeyong's style literally could not be less that. However, he did do a pretty good job here. It wasn't great, but it wasn't the worst thing I've ever heard. Like, I was feeling the chorus, and I enjoyed the verses, and I liked the background music too, so overall I will call this song a win. We have reached the one and only collab on this album, which is Move Mood Mode, which features Wendy from Red Velvet, and when I saw that Wendy was on this song, I was actually really excited. For those who don't know, I have this thing, okay, of rap songs that have really solid verses, and then a female vocalist singing the chorus. That is my shit, and I was hoping we would get that. We didn't, but having heard the song, I have no idea why. Like, I'm not saying Taeyong can't sing, but he's definitely no Wendy, and, like, I feel like they could have made it a much more fun collaboration if Wendy sang the chorus instead of just taking Wendy's part and essentially shoving her to the end as like an afterthought almost. And speaking of Wendy's part, I thought she had the best part of the song. I'm gonna say, like, her part was my favorite. She sounded so good. Her vocals were absolutely slaying, and potentially controversial opinion, I actually think her vocals fit the song better than Taeyong's did, and I again wish she had the chorus. As for the rest of the song though, it's fine. I enjoyed the verses enough. The chorus was getting a little annoying by the end of it, but it wasn't unbearable, and again, I liked Wendy's part, I liked the verses, so I'll sit through it. On to the next song, which is also my favorite song, Virtual Insanity. Now, I want to stress, I'm aware this isn't a good song. I am logically aware of the fact that I shouldn't like the song as much as I do, but I was really into it. I think the background music is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for that opinion, to say the least, just because this background music absolutely slays, and also, for the record, really fits Taeyong's rapping style. And while we're on the topic of Taeyong's rapping style, I feel like this is a good time for me to bring up a very core gripe I have with Taeyong's rapping style. Taeyong, to me, is giving someone who confuses a lot of the times fast rapping with good rapping, when these two are nowhere near synonymous. Like, I don't know if we remember the whatever season of Show Me the Money it was. I'm pretty sure it was one of the ones Doki was judging, so I'm pretty sure it was Doki who was going around judging all the rappers at the start, right? And every time if he walked up to them and they immediately started rapping really fast, he would just walk away. I respect that so much because that is me. That is giving me vibes. Like, if you can only rap fast, I get bored very quickly. Like, look at someone similar to Jay-Z. Jay-Z, throughout his career, doesn't rap fast all that often. He can, and he has. But for the most part, he's very toned down in his flow. And yet his flow stays light years ahead of everyone else. I think Jay-Z has one of the best flows in hip-hop. And I think Taeyong, to be fair, he does do that on this album. But I think in general, Taeyong could benefit a lot from slowing down, taking a breath, learning how to pace his raps instead of just primarily rapping fast all the time. Okay, complaint time is done. Back to the song. It's fun. It's great. I really enjoyed it. I don't know why, but I'm not going to complain, and you can argue with the wall. The next song is Ruby, and it's fine. It's not bad. It's pretty good, but if you ask me, it's not giving all that much. Like, this chorus, for example, is boring. Like, it's just boring. I'm gonna say it. It sounds like a chorus that any artist could do, and more often than not, if you release something that I feel like literally anyone could do, I'm not gonna enjoy it. As for the verses, I do enjoy the second one. I think the second verse hits, but the first one isn't just kind of there. Like, it's not really doing a ton for me either. Like, here's my dream, okay? This is what I wanted from this song, having now heard it. I wanted it to be an interlude. I wanted you to take the second verse and the bridge, and that's it. The rest of the song can go. Okay, we reached the penultimate song, which is 404 File Not Found, which, although a very fun name for a song, is not a very fun song. This is another song that's just kind of there and isn't giving all that much. Like, I get the vision of what we were going for. I see what we were trying to do, but I don't think we realized Taeyong isn't the one who should do it. Like, this is not a song that Taeyong should be doing, at least if you ask me. Plus, the chorus is a little bit shouty, which I never love. Like, we all know at this point, I don't like being shouted at when I listen to music. Anyway, last but not least, we have Back to the Past, and right off the bat, this is my favorite background music on this album. I think this beat is giving everything, and Taeyong honestly slayed a little bit. The one piece of advice I would give for this song, having heard it, I think we needed a vocalist for the chorus. Again, preferably a female vocalist, because good verses plus female vocalist singing the chorus is my shit, but I'm not mad with what we got either. I just feel like this probably should have been the Wendy feature. That said, again, very pleased with what we got. I thought this was probably the best song on this album. Not necessarily my favorite, but the best for sure. And normally, I don't love closing on your best song. This time I'm making an exception just because I have no earthly idea what other song we would have closed on. And with that, it is officially score time. And overall, I'm giving this album a 7.5 out of 10. Now, I'm about to say something, and I want you to hear me out as I say it, okay? Taeyong shouldn't have had a solo album. I'm willing to die on this hill. I think Taeyong excels as a featured rapper with the occasional solo song, but I don't think he has the ability to carry 6 or 7 entire songs to make up an entire album in the way other NCT members like Mark or Ten do. That said, if we are determined to give Taeyong a solo album, like, if all opinions be damned he's getting a solo album, I think we should have played more into him being a dancer as well, because Taeyong is a very talented dancer. I would argue a more talented dancer than he is a rapper, and I feel like we should have taken that into account and given us more dancey rap songs. Because at the end of the day, what we got is essentially just your standard K-pop rap album from a man who's, while not a bad rapper, not an amazing rapper either. He's kind of just a mid-level rapper to me, and if I want to listen to a Korean rap album, I'm listening to Zico long before I'm listening to Taeyong. That said, this is far from the worst album I've ever heard, even from NCT. Like, yes, the title is ass. I hate it so much. But the B-sides, some of them are actually pretty good. Most of them are bearable. So yeah, 7.5 out of 10. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment your thoughts on this album down below. Let me know what your favorite song is. You can also like and subscribe if you want to or don't. I will be okay either way. And if you want to hear more from me, you can follow me on Twitter at @_albumreviews. I'll link that in the description along with every other NCT review I've done, and while we're here, also my gigantic history of NCT video, which, in spite of being relatively out of date, was in date for the time, and is also 2.5 hours long, so you can check all that out if you so choose. But yeah, thank you again for watching. Bye!